Hello again, everybody. Before I start this video, I do want to give a quick trigger warning. In this video, I will be talking about my downstairs genital region. So if you are a family member or you are close with me, I guess I don't really care if you want to hear about that. But don't ever mention it if we're in person or whatever. But I do want you to know that is what I'm going to be talking about, and if that isn't something you want to hear, I will put up an annotation to a time you can skip that will bring you after the segment I am talking about it. So with that out of the way, let's just get right into it. I know this video will be a couple days late. I've decided I'm just going to stop telling you guys when videos are going to come out because I can never really stick to a schedule. And I do partially blame myself, but mostly my life is just crazy. I never make plans for anything because things in my life just never really ever work out as I plan them. So if I don't plan them, you know, they can not work out to how I plan them, if that makes sense. So anyways, I just forget it with the schedule. I will just put out videos when I put them out. I'm sorry. But with how my life is, like I said, it's just easier for me to do it that way. So, let's just move into it, shall we? Yes, 2 months on T. How crazy. It definitely doesn't feel like I've been 2 months on T. It does not feel like I've taken 8 testosterone shots. It's just weird. It's weird. But it's good. So the changes this month, actually, I've noticed are changes I've heard other people talk about happening within their first month of starting T. Not that I care. I mean, I understand the changes are going to come when they're going to come, and I can't control it, so why dread over it, you know? But I just thought it was kind of funny that I guess I'm late to bloom, and even being a trans guy, I'm late to bloom. But I do understand everybody's transition is to their own. No two transitions are the same, and I get that. But, you know, there is kind of this general, like, accepted, excuse me, I just burped, this general accepted basis on when to expect things and stuff. But, yes, changes this month. Hair. I have just exploded in hair. It's wonderful. I'm growing hair in places I didn't even know I could grow hair. Like the back of my hands, the underneath of my arms, on my feet, you know, and a lot of this, like on the back of my hands and my arms and my feet and stuff, those are hairs nobody else can see but me, and that's because I'm really, really looking for them. But other places, like my arms, you know, last month I talked about how the blonde on my arm, it was blonde, so I couldn't see it. The hair, I mean, not the blonde on my arm. The blonde on my arm was hair, so you couldn't really see it. But this month, it's still blonde. I know you won't be able to really see it, probably. I mean, you can kind of see it, I guess, a little bit. It's blonde still, but it's at a blonde that I can actually see it. It's thick enough now that I can actually see it on my arms. So that's new. I don't know if it'll darken. Like, I've been kind of like generally looking at guys who come into my work and everything, and a lot of the blonde guys I've noticed, they do have dark hair on their arms, and it's like super dark. And even my brother, he has darker hair. But a lot of the real blonde guys, their hair is like super blonde. It's super thick, but it's like it's all blonde. It's so weird, but it's not. It's because it's thick, and that's why you can see it. So I don't know. Like when like a long time ago when I was super young, my hair used to be almost bleach blonde. Through the years, through dyeing it and just like general wear and tear and stuff on my hair, you've seen it's now this, you know, darker, dirty blonde color. So I don't know what to expect with the hair on my arms. The only indication I really have is the hair on my legs. And for a long time, the hair on my legs, even after I stopped shaving it, there would be a point, probably about an inch under my kneecap, that there was no hair, or there was no visible hair. Like, I couldn't see it. It was like dark, and then all of a sudden it's just nothing. And I'm not going to show you because I really don't. I'm sitting on a couch and I really don't I'm not that flexible. Let's just, I'll just get it out there. I'm not that flexible. I can't lift my leg that high. So I'm not going to show you. But now, the hair on my legs is dark, but it's creeped up past my knees now. But it's still all blonde on my thighs, but it's starting to darken up on my thighs now. So I don't know. I don't know if my hair is going to be dark on my arms or not, or if it's going to be, thick and blonde. I don't know. I just don't know. Only time will tell. But right now, it is visible, and that's what matters to me. That's what's important to me. Other hair changes, my face. I've noticed on my face, it's not scraggly, it's not scratchy. I have noticed my neck is super itchy all the time, though. But the hair on my jaw, along my jawline, it lessens as it goes down. Like, I can barely feel it on my chin. But there are these little downy hairs going all along my jaw and on my upper lip, too. And even in the mirror, the other day, I was looking, and I saw little black... I'm going to come up. I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but there were, like, little black hairs all along here. Not all along. They're just starting to appear, but I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. But, yeah, I'm getting facial hair now. And so, that's pretty great. Like I said, you can't see it all along here. If I look if the light throws it off real well, I can see it in the mirror. But now you can't see it. But that's okay. I don't care. It's there, and I know it's there. So I know it's coming. Like I said, my neck, even as I'm sitting here, I'm scratching it, And I've also gotten all these little bumps all along my neck that aren't acne, because I know the difference. And they aren't acne. They don't have white heads. They don't have black heads. They don't hurt. They're just little bumps. I'm pretty sure they're hair growing. So, that's awesome. Other hair growth. My happy trail. Oh my gosh. My happy trail is starting to come in so amazingly. I have my binder on, and I don't want to pull it out of my pants, so I'm not going to show you that. But I think I'm going to have a rug. I'm going to have a nice carpet. And I'm probably actually hoping I'll even have to do some manscaping on it. But right now, it's really dark underneath my belly button, and it's starting to creep up all along here really nicely. It's still pretty light as it goes up, but more towards my belly button, it's definitely darker. And it's definitely visible. Like, if I had my shirt off, you'd be able to see it. So, that's super amazing. I guess that's really all for changes in growth. But I have noticed also a difference in the texture of my hair. It's definitely become softer. I don't know if it's coarse like downy hair, but it's definitely soft, even on my legs. I've also noticed that it grows a lot quicker. I'm going to give a quick trigger warning here, because I just thought of this. In my pelvic region, my bikini area, I do shave, because when I was younger, when I started growing hair there, I just always shaved it. I don't know why, I just always have, and now I'm at a point where I'm afraid if I don't shave it, it'll be so thick and unruly that I just won't be able to deal with it if I just let it grow out. So I just unconsciously always shave it. It's just really a habit at this point. I just shave all the time. But before, I would go a couple weeks in between having to shave. No, that's actually wrong. That's way an exaggeration. I could go maybe like a week and a half in between shaving. Now, it's every 2 days I have to shave it. It's crazy. But that gives me hope that when my hair does start growing in, it'll start growing in super quickly. Yeah, I think that's really it for hair changes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Like I said, I'm just kind of exploding in hair. Actually, even on my back, I'll feel on my lower back and my upper back, I'm starting to get little downy hairs too. That kind of unnerves me a little bit. I don't know how I'm going to react if I have a hairy back. I might end up just getting it waxed. Because I don't know. I don't know if I want back hair. I know I want like stomach hair and chest hair. But I never really thought about back hair. And now that I have been thinking about it more since it is growing, obviously, I don't know if I want it. So I think I'll just have to wait and see how it grows in. yeah, it's just a waiting game. But I don't know. I might end up shaving it. I'll definitely keep updated on that. So yeah, that's it for hair, really, I think. The next thing I think I'll move on to is my voice. Last time I did an update video on changes, I mentioned that everybody else told me my voice would sound different, but I didn't really hear it myself. So, I mean, a lot of it, in my mind, I was just like, they're probably just saying it, to make me feel good about it, whatever. I didn't really care, because it did make me feel good. It did make me feel good to have people tell me, oh, you sound a little bit different, what's going on? Because that means, it was changing. Kinda. If they were saying it just to make me feel good, obviously no, then it's not changing. But I don't know. I just accepted it. But now this month, I can hear the change. I can actually hear the change in my voice. I have noticed every squeak. I've noticed every time I cracked. I've noticed that normally I'm a loud talker. I just project my voice really well, and I've done it my whole life. I've had my whole life people constantly tell me to quiet down, stop talking so loud, and all of that. I've noticed now it happens especially when I get excited. And I've noticed when I'm excited about something, and as I continue to talk and my voice will continue to rise, I'll get to a point where I will just continuously crack and squeak, and then I'll just cut out. So I've had to really focus on how I speak so that doesn't happen, and I've had to keep my voice at a more lower range. And I think on some level that's actually better, because I feel like if I work out the different octaves in my voice, I will be able to keep a good range in my voice. And I won't just be monotone all the time, because I really don't want that to happen. Because I've heard some guys who do have just a monotone, flat voice that they talk with all the time. And I don't want that. I have always been very expressive with my voice, and I want to keep that. So far, that hasn't happened. I haven't noticed that I just sound like I'm droning on and on and on about something, even if I'm just, having a normal conversation. Because I haven't noticed that monotoneness yet, and I don't want to, like I said. So, I've also noticed, I've noticed that, I think I said this in my last video, that the cracking and the squeaking in my voice, sorry, it's kind of a double-edged sword. On one side, I really, really enjoy it. I really enjoy hearing it, because I know that means my voice is changing. And that means, there's an audible change. But on another side, I hate it. I'm so embarrassed by it. And I don't know why. I don't know why I have any reason to be embarrassed by it. I just am. I think it's some subconscious thing that my brain is telling me that this is wrong, that I shouldn't be hearing this. Because I was born biologically female. I was born female body. And so hearing my voice drop, it's like, whoa, that's not supposed to happen. Hearing the cracks that most prepubescent boys hear, that's like, no, that's not supposed to happen. But then the rational part of my brain is going, no, that is supposed to be happening. Idiot, wise up, come on. So I've been dealing kind of with that. I'll notice myself smiling like an idiot when I start hearing the cracking, and then I'll immediately oh no, that's bad, that shouldn't be happening. But it's nice. It is nice. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not even going to complain about the squeaking and the cracking, because like I said, it's change. And I was ready for it. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was inevitable. So why dwell on it? Why why dwell on it? And that actually leads me into the next thing I'm going to be talking about. Yes, it is going to lead me into the next thing I'm talking about, which is the scratchy of my voice. That's kind of irritable. It's irritating. I'm not going to lie. I wake up in the morning and my throat's completely dry. And I feel like no matter what I drink for the first hour, 2 hours that I'm awake, it just doesn't go away. My throat is just dry and scratchy. It feels like I'm swallowing sand, literally. After that first hour or two, it does clear up a little bit, but I still notice my mouth gets so much drier, my throat gets so dry real quick. And I've also noticed that when I swallow, that's when it hurts the most. But I notice it's just like an ever-present, like, scratchy feeling. I know a comparison, and it's going to make me sound super lame, but if anybody has ever read Twilight, you know, when she does turn into a vampire, and, you know, she explains that it's that scratchy feeling that you always have of being thirsty. That's how I feel like, imagine that it would feel like, what I'm feeling now. Like, even now, I'm reaching and I'm grabbing something to drink. I always have something to drink with me because, like I said, it just gets to the point where I just want to cough nonstop to just make my throat not dry, which I know coughing really doesn't help, but yeah, I just feel like I always want to cough. Like even now, like I said, it's getting, the more I talk, the more scratchy and the more irritated it's becoming. So I don't know. I know that's because of the thickening in my vocal cords. I know that's why that's happening. But like I said, it's irritating. But again, it's one of those changes that, you know, I was expecting. I didn't want it to happen, but I was expecting it to happen. So I don't dwell on it. The other thing that I try not to dwell on is the acne. Because, holy crap, dude. I have had breakouts like none other lately. Like, you can see a couple here and like here and stuff. Like, I just wake up in the morning and my face isn't covered, but there are definitely spots all over, and I'm like, I hate it. Because when I was younger, actually this I only started really improving on this recently. I had an obsession with going into the bathroom and just popping zits, even if there was none there. You know, I would just, you know, you see it throughout all of my videos. I am very much touchy of my face. I always am touching my face. So I hate the acne because it reminds me of that time when I would spend an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours in the bathroom just picking at my skin till it looked like I was a meth addict. And I don't want to get back to that point again. And I know the increase in acne, my brain's telling me I need to get rid of it. And nothing I've tried, you know, washing my face has worked. And I know this is just an event in my life, you know, because of the testosterone, that I'll just have to make it through. Like, guys don't go their whole lives having zits all over their face, you know. I know it's a stage I will get through, but at this point, I don't want to get back to that point of obsession, you know, and that's what scares me about it. And that's why, you know, before I started tea, I was like, okay, I'm probably going to get acne, that's probably going to be a thing, but I was, you know, hoping that I was one of the lucky guys who didn't get it, and I think hoping kind of jinxed it, but, you know, it's another thing. Yeah, it's like I said, it's another change, and this one, I don't like to dwell on, and I don't like to obsess on it, but it's something that I kind of have to obsess on because I have to always be consciously thinking not to sit in the bathroom mirror for an hour and a half and pick at my face. So that's hard. That's kind of hard to deal with, I'm not going to lie. And that's my personal experience. Other guys don't have to deal with that. But me, personally, all this is about my changes, and that is something I have to deal with. And I know I'm probably not alone in that. There are probably others like that, so that's why I talk about it. You know? Just be aware of it. If you are a guy who does obsessively pick at acne, and you do get acne, just be aware that it's something you were gonna have to deal with more than other trans guys would. So let's move on from that depressing topic, shall we? The next thing, strength. I did mention this on my first video, but holy crap, have I really noticed it this time. Like, at work, we have these 5-gallon bibs of what is it called? Pop syrup. I don't know why that was so hard for me to think of. But we have 5-gallon bibs of it that we have to change out for our fountain machine. Well, these bibs are not light, as you can imagine, being 5 gallons, And when I first started working there, and I don't know if this is because of tea, or actually, yes, I know it's because of tea, because even 2 months ago, I would have to, it was like I was going to have a freaking aneurysm in my brain trying to freaking lift one of those, because it was so hard, it was so heavy. I would even have to use my knee to prop it up to lift it, to change the bib, and now I can lift it and put it up, no problem. No problem at all. Sometimes I have to use my knee because a lot of them you have to grip at a weird angle, and I have to use my knee to help with that. But overall, it's not even a problem. You know, I'll lift, you know, just things, and it'll catch me off guard that, oh my god, this is so easy to lift. Like, why was it so hard for me before? So I've definitely noticed a huge increase in the strength, and I did find out that since there's not a gym in town, my sister's school actually does have a gym, and it is open to the public, so I'm probably going to start going there to really bulk up, because I want to be kind of bulky. I want to be strong, you know? I don't know why. I think it goes back to that connotation of it being masculine, but like I said, even when I was younger, I always wanted muscles. You know, I don't want to be like that huge, gross guy with all kinds of muscles, and he's all veiny, and I just want to be bulky. I just want, like right now, like, hold on, maybe I'll do this one. Like, my muscles are there. They're a little more defined than they were, and, you know, that'll continue. And they are definitely starting to look more like a guy's upper body. And I just want that definition, that bicep definition, the pectoral definition. I don't even know if I'd go so much as I want a six-pack, because I don't know if I want a six-pack. It would be nice if I got one along the way, but if I didn't get one, I don't know if I'd be that hurt about it. I just want a little more muscle definition, and it's... I'm rambling. But, yes, muscle definition, I want it. We'll just leave it at that. And we'll move on. Because along with the strength and the changing of my muscle, I definitely have noticed a change in my weight. And I am a little self-conscious about my weight. I'm not like eating disorder level conscious, but I have kind of gained a little bit of a belly. And that kind of, it bothers me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, it bothers me. And I know it shouldn't. I know I'm not fat. I'm not overweight. I'm probably at a more healthy weight than I've ever been in my life. But just seeing the little pooge I have, it just bothers me. And I think it's because I'm trying so hard to be, you know, at a place where I am more muscular and I am more fit, that seeing it just kind of, I don't know, it just makes me really, really dysphoric. I even noticed, the other day, I was in a changing room trying on some new clothes, and everything I put on, I just felt weird in. It felt like I just looked weird, and I just got super dysphoric about it. It all fit, don't get me wrong, it all fit just fine, but it was just seeing that little bit of a beer belly, I guess you could call it. That just freaked me out. And I didn't end up buying any clothes, so now I'm back to wearing baggy clothes, which is actually fine because it's becoming winter, so I kind of have an excuse. But I don't know. I think it's just something I'm going to have to work on, because I am such a small person, and I have been small my whole life, that seeing that weight gain is just freaking me out. So I think it's just something I will have to work on to not let it bother me, just like the acne. Yes, moving on from the weight thing and all of that, because that's kind of, I'm just getting rambling on about it, and I'm already going on 23 minutes. Oh my god, you guys, I'm sorry. I just have a lot to say, I guess, and I just want to make sure, you know, when I talk, I get everything out, so if anybody has any questions, they can watch one of my videos and have the majority of their questions answered. I don't know. I try so hard not to make these long, but I just end up rambling like I'm doing now. And I know I'm doing it, but I just can't seem to stop myself from doing it. So we're going to move on, okay? Strength, weight, yes, that's what I've been dealing with. My mood, oh my goodness. I noticed I can still cry going on month 2. I can still cry, so that's wonderful. As I've said, I'm a very emotional person, and I express a lot of my feelings through crying, whether it's happy, angry, sad, whatever. I just cry. I do. And it's good for me to know that I haven't lost that ability, because I don't want to lose that ability. But I have noticed something different. When I cry, I get, like, thick tears. Like, I just get, like, it's all under my eyes, and it'll just, like, stream. And I don't know why that is. And I'll get, like, an abundance production of mucus, which didn't happen before. And I don't know, it's weird. I don't know, because my sweat's also changed. I sweat so much now. I don't know if that has something to do with the composition of the sweat and the tears and mucus or whatever. I don't know. It's just kind of odd, though. But back to mood. Have not lost the ability to cry, so that's great. I have noticed I am way more confrontational than I used to be. Like, I will get heated so quickly, and I don't mean to. Like, I don't mean to sound snappy and heated, and it just happens. Like, I'll get into an argument with my stepdad, and I'll just start being super, short and super just confrontational, and, sorry, my mom's asleep in the other room, and I'm trying not to wake her, but, I just get, like, super confrontational, angry, sounding. I'm not actually angry, but I sound angry with him, and I do it with my little sister, too. And I'm trying to work on it. I haven't noticed that, I still enjoy talking a lot. I'm not the type of guy who I'll have like two-minute conversations with somebody and be done. I love talking still, obviously. That's why my video is going on 26 minutes now. So that's nice. When I first started tea, and I first started like looking on YouTube and talking to other trans guys, you know, a lot of them told me their personalities did change a little bit in the aspect of how they treated intimacy and how they treated conversations and stuff like that. And that super worried me, because I am a very passionate, caring, sensitive guy. I love having conversations, and I was scared that that was going to change. And granted, it is only month 2, but nothing has changed. You know, I'm still talkative, I still cry, I'm still sensitive. You know, I still get emotional at movies, you know, all this stuff. And it's stupid for me to think that that was going to change. It does change for guys. But again, each experience is to their own. And I'm just happy that it didn't change. I guess expecting it to change made it better that it hasn't changed yet. It could still change. There's still time. But so far, nothing. Apart from sounding angry and snappy all the time, my mood really hasn't changed at all. I don't notice mood swings. I don't notice being, you know, moody and just bleh all the time. I don't notice any of that. So I don't know. I guess, you know, I'm not complaining. I'll take what I can get. That's awesome that I haven't been feeling that way. That's awesome that I've been feeling like myself. You know. Alright. I've been rambling kind of because I kind of wanted to put this off, but I know I need to talk about it because it is a change that does happen. So, once again, trigger warning, talking about my genital area. I have noticed I am way more sensitive. Sometimes I'll get, like, real lazy, like, if I get up right in the morning and I don't have my SDP on or whatever, and I'll get real lazy and I'll just sit down and pee. And I do still wipe, because even though you use a prosthetic, you know, you still have to deal with urinary tract infections and yeast infections and stuff. As much as we don't want it to, we don't want to have to deal with that stuff, it is still a reality of being female-bodied. So I do still wipe down there. And I have noticed every time I do pass my, I'm just going to say junk. Every time I do wipe over my junk, it gets that sudden, like, shudder of sensitivity going up my body. I haven't noticed a lot of growth. I have definitely noticed it is reshaping, which is odd. I knew that was going to happen, but it's odd to actually see. It looks like the tip of a penis. It's so weird, just like a very small penis. Like an uncircumcised penis, because I do still have the foreskin. And it's just odd to see. But it's nice. And my sexual arousal hasn't really gone up. My sex drive really hasn't gone up. But I have noticed when I am on the off chance turned on, I do get hard. Yeah, and that's odd. That's odd to feel. I'm not gonna lie, I do masturbate, I do pleasure myself, because who doesn't like pleasure? Come on. And I have noticed that before, like, you would have to rub, you know? And I just, this is why I put the trigger warning. If I trip anybody's dysphoria, I really, really apologize. That is not my intention. That's really why I didn't want to talk about this. But again, it is a change. It does happen. So if I do trigger anybody's dysphoria, I do want to apologize. That is not my intention. That is not what I want to do. But before, you know, when I would rub my junk, it would be flat and you wouldn't feel anything. Now I can't rub it. I have to physically, like, grab it, okay? Let's just be straight up here. I have to grab it and I have to actually stroke. So that's really nice. I didn't really have a lot of dysphoria for my lower region to begin with. Other than that, I hate sitting down to use the bathroom. I have so much dysphoria with standing, or not being able to stand to pee without a prosthetic. But touching and stuff like that, I never had a huge problem with dysphoria with it. I mean, I do get dysphoric about not having a cis penis, but overall, not so much. And so I tend to, when I do pleasure myself, I can disconnect from that dysphoria because there's not a lot of it. But I have noticed now that it is growing and I do stroke it, what little dysphoria I did tend to feel is so minuscule that I don't hardly ever feel it at all. If I ever feel it at all, that didn't make sense. I hardly ever feel it, if at all. That's what I was trying to say. Because I haven't noticed any dysphoria down there, except, again, going to the bathroom. But that's a totally different story. And a different video all in itself. So I think that's really all I want to touch up on that. Because, like I said, I'm not uncomfortable talking about it. I just hate to think to be the trigger of someone's dysphoria, and I don't want to do that. So, yes, it has grown. I have gotten more sensitive, and I can get hard. We'll just leave it at that. I think that actually brings me to the conclusion of the changes I've noticed with just my general body and my mental health and stuff. But I did want to give a quick life update. I am going to be having my best friend of all time move in with me. Probably in the next couple of days, probably Monday is when he will be here. He is, like I said, my best friend, and I'm actually thinking about starting another channel with him that has to do with all about, you know, life issues and transgender things and sexuality, you know, just stuff like that. And I want to do that with like a talk show style channel with him on that. So I'm not going to make any promises on that, but I will say if it does happen, look for that in probably the near future. So yes, he is coming to stay with me, which means I will probably be moving in the near future as well. So my whole setup will change. Not that I ever really had stable setup, but that will be all changing, and hopefully I will get a stable setup. Just general life updates. I'm starting school again. You know, work kind of sucks as always, but I don't know. Things are just always crazy. They're just always too crazy to tell you guys about, and that's why I don't really ever talk about my personal going on life at that moment, because there's just so much going on. You know, I'm getting ready to move. I'm getting ready to have somebody come in. I'm starting school. You know, I'm, you know, constantly changing, you know, and that's just my life, and I've learned to deal with it. So overall, everything is good. I just want to let you guys know that. I hope you all are good. I hope you guys are doing good. I have noticed that from my viewing to subscription basis is I have almost the same number of views as I do subscriptions every one of my videos, which is awesome. That means all of you guys are watching my videos. That's absolutely incredible. I love it. And I hope that these videos are helping you guys, because that's, you know, like, you know, my entire intention. But I also want to connect with you guys. So I do, you know, as I said, if you want to get a hold of me on any other social media, my email, my P.O. box, you know, my Facebook, my Tumblr, whatever, get a hold of me. I want to talk with you guys. I want to get to know you guys. I want to be a family. So don't be afraid. Comment down below whatever you want to comment. Even if it's just to say, hey, have a wonderful day. Comment it. I don't care. You know? Let's make this a family. Because I want to help you guys, and I want to know all of you guys are doing good. And I love that all of you guys are watching my videos. I love it, and that you continue to watch all of my videos, even though I'm sporadic, and they are for freaking 40 minutes long, and, you know, it's good to know that. Even if you tune in for a little bit, it makes my day. It does. I love you guys, even though I don't know any of you guys. I love you all as people. You're wonderful. You're wonderful for just listening to me. You know, that takes a lot. So I just want to thank you all. And I'm going on almost 40 minutes now, so I think I'm going to end the video here. That has been all my changes. That is 2 months on T. Holy crap. I don't know. I do have a couple videos I want to make, but I'm not going to make any schedules on that because I can never stick to a schedule anyways. So, have a wonderful day, everybody. I will come out with videos when I come out with them. I will update with you all. I am always updating on Facebook. I'm occasionally on Tumblr. I've been on Tumblr more often than I used to be, but I'm not on every single day. But I am on Tumblr. I update on Tumblr, so I think I'm going to make a Tumblr blog strictly for changes. That way I can post photos that are, you know, let's just say not safe for work, not safe for life, but I do update often. You always can get a hold of me in the comments, on my Facebook, on my P.O. box, all of that. I want you all to stay safe. I want you all to have amazing weeks. And until the next time we see each other, have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.